Okay, here's Google Earth orientation here before we start our paddle. Friday night, July 1st, 2011. That's Vancouver Island. It goes way up 300 miles there. Victoria. Down here we got Seattle. And up I-5, that yellow marker, to Bellingham. We're just north of there, up here in Blaine, where that yellow marker is. Across the border to Vancouver. Okay, a little closer, we're looking at the border, I-5. Yellow marker is the put-in spot for this trip tonight. And I'll pull out a little bit. Down here is the San Juan Islands, probably heard of those, and then over here, Vancouver Island. There's the border, comes across the tip of the peninsula there. That's Point Roberts, a small little sliver of the U.S. The reason that was part of the treaty when they figured out the 49th parallel as the border is because the U.S. wanted the salmon that went around that point. It's a very rich little spot there. And the line goes down towards the San Juans and then zigzags through the Straits of Juan de Fuca. Okay, even closer, there's Point Roberts there on the left, Boundary Bay up there above the border, Simiamu Bay down here below the border, and our kayak trip's going to go from the Runge launch Here's Amtrak and Highway, or Interstate 5. Oh, wait a second, that's Peace Portal Road. So you got the Interstate, or the Amtrak in the foreground. And you got Peace Portal Road, the middle ground, and then over there the truck just crossed on I-5. Here we are on Dakota Creek. There goes an eagle. Where'd he go? He's behind the trestle. Now he's way down there past the trestle going to Peace Portal. I-5, going under I-5 on Dakota Creek. First overcrossing is southbound, and the second overcrossing is heading up to Canada about 2 miles ahead. Traffic's pretty light for a Friday night on getaway for 4th of July weekend. Okay, we're going under southbound I-5. There's the Peace Portal Simiamu exit. Exit 274 in Washington. It's 274 miles from the Oregon line. 2 more miles to Canada. You're driving around on I-5 going over this Dakota Creek. You have no idea in the world this is all down here. You have no idea there's even a creek. There's a lucky guy. Yeah, when I first got up here in 2005, I took what was called a seminar. It was a 6-day course over a month and a half every Wednesday night. It was taught by Jim Jorgensen, the science teacher at Blaine High School. And Blaine High School being about a mile from this Dakota Creek. And for all of Jim's tenure, his class would plant salmon, I forget what you call them, but babies, smolt or whatever, in this Dakota Creek to try to restore the salmon runs, because salmon runs up this creek used to be legendary, and the farmers and their chemicals and you know, restricting the water, the spawning area access and things like that with their fields and their tractors, eventually did it in. But there is some migration still happening here, and you can catch them on flies right out in Drayton Harbor here. But it's just a percentage, a small percentage of what it used to be. Yeah, Jim Jorgensen finally retired after about 20 plus years with the high school, and among other things, he's now a charter fisherman, for charter boat captain for salmon, and he's been doing that for probably 20 years. And you know, he says in the old days they used to just go out and get bait, just throw in bare hooks in the water, and the herring would grab hold of the hooks, and they'd have their bait. He says now if you waited for catching herring, you'd be there all day. So they use other things. Yeah, this guy here can fish from his deck. Now the train finally showed up. Evening Amtrak going up to Vancouver, BC. 2 a day between Seattle and Vancouver. And of course they go all the way down to Emeryville, and eventually LA. Oh, 4-seat kayak. Oh, I guess you call it a catamaran or something. Okay, just off to the right of that little dock there, you'll see a bald eagle. Fire pit area. Okay, we're going under the Amtrak trestle. Maybe we'll say we're going into it. Blaine Rd bridge in the distance, Drayton Harbor in the distance. Okay, approaching the Blaine Bridge. Been out here almost 2 hours and seen not one person. Not even at any of these houses out on their porches or anything. It's unbelievable. Okay, I just cleared the Blaine Bridge. You can hear a truck going over it. Yeah, it's a real nice house here and a real nice stairway down to the water with a ramp that pulls up. Couple brackets for hanging kayaks on. It's kind of cute. Semiamu spit and Semiamu out there. You might be able to see the water tower laying over there. Probably can't see it, but where it's golden red or whatever, you can see a couple, three bumps in there over on Vancouver Island.